any specific theme about what I want to talk about. I really just need to get out of my own head, and it's all just a massive contradiction, because part of the reason why I feel like I'm going crazy is because I can't stand how fucking compassionless and loveless this world is. Even just I'm using a small little face filter, and even just putting on this filter, there was a voiceover that said, if you don't look fire as fucking this filter, your parents' genes are bad, and you should be mad at mommy and dad. This soulless, loveless, fucking goddamn garbage that I am so sick piss of hearing of from everyone. Humanity, on everywhere, both in real life and online, on all platforms, is literally nothing, but just the same cycle of, it traumatizes people. We all know this. Physically, emotionally, mentally, the economy is messed up. People are dying, going through trauma every day. And the only thing that we get out of it from the average individual is people either invalidating them, which has happened to me already just from uploading casually to YouTube. People telling them to get over it. Nobody cares is a big one. I just went through a whole thread with that general sentiment. People opening up and then instantly calling their emotions bullshit and apologizing because they know that for some reason as a society we have decided that it's embarrassing to be extremely authentic and open about your fucking emotions in life. And it's ironic because the fact that society has become so anti-emotion and so anti-vulnerable, not only for me personally has it driven me mentally insane, but genuinely, truly, I struggle emotionally, mentally every single day, knowing that the world is so anti being vulnerable about your emotions and opening up about how hard things are and opening up about your struggles and how depressed and angry and frustrated you are and stuck. And the only thing you get is either your friends patronizing you or complete strangers making fun of you. And I've seen it happen my whole fucking life. And I thought the trope of being a jaded old woman was an exaggeration, and it's literally not. I'm getting to a point where I can barely even stand to be a part of discords, because I'm so, I truly, and I don't mean this in an edgy, teenagery kind of way, but I truly hate everyone. And there's a lot of life experience that's behind that. And a soul on this earth that does not care about me. And, obviously that's upsetting for me, but I think what I'm trying to really get at is just the fact that I just can't stand the fact that we're just expected to be completely inhuman all day long in a world that is literally full of humans. And I'm getting to a point where I'm literally just posting everywhere at this point, because ironically the more that people tell me to cram it, or that it doesn't, my emotions don't matter, or or my struggles aren't that bad, or patronize me and call me a baby, the more that I want to complain, and the more angry and the more upset, and the more everything that I get. And there's just so much to talk about anyway, and I'm not ashamed or to talk about it. And I know that I'm a complete nobody, and honestly, thank God, because it's a mess anyway. And I'm truly just doing this just for the sake of doing it, and it kind of blows my mind that people in society are such losers that they'll go out of their way to make fun of me, or anyone in general, and that literally every day I feel completely alone with my raw, authentic humanity, and my struggles and my worries. I literally woke up this morning thinking in detail about the extreme likeliness that I will end up literally completely alone with not a soul on this earth in an empty, vacant house, and will have to go and beg on the side of the street in the near future because I can't work. I currently work a job, and it's so crushing, and it's so isolating, just like every job that I've ever worked, and it's so loveless, so openly loveless too. I remember on a Reddit thread I read a couple of weeks ago, someone openly said, I don't want to talk to coworkers that I don't care about. And then on another app, someone said, I'm sorry that your life is shit for your job, but that doesn't excuse your terrible service, and, suck it up and get back to work, break's over. And it's all those little things that make me eventually have to quit a job, because it's too severely depressing to wake up and to be at a job that I already don't want to do and isn't very exciting, but that I can ultimately do as long as there's a little bit of respect at the very least, or a little bit of decency or dignity, and society takes even that away. People in general take everything away, I've noticed. First, they abuse the general dignity and physical peace of any kind that you could have by forcing you to work, by forcing you to do things you don't want to do. But then they also take away, like, your emotional dignity. Like, they'll abuse your emotions, they'll invalidate it, they'll make fun of it. If you have personal problems, like if you can't have kids or a family, which is a trauma that I'm processing every single day, or if you can't drive, or if you're jobless, or if you're broke, people will literally just treat you like complete trash, and for no reason to. And then they'll turn around and they'll defend, like, the rich people or the likable people, even though those people are part of their very own suffering themselves. And instead of all the poor, crazy people on this earth, because we know that's what most of social media is, defending and helping each other, it's more like that they just abuse each other, the only ones that will ever help them out. And they invalidate the people that should be on their side. So, there's really no point to what I'm posting or why I'm posting. I just feel like I truly have nothing to lose, and I have literally no one to talk to, absolutely no one. So I'm just posting online for the sake of, like, giving myself my own personal human hug, because nobody ever, all these social media apps, all day, every day, as someone who can't meet people in real life, I can't drive, I can't go out and meet anyone, and there's barely any events here anyway. So as someone who can't drive, I'm always trying to look for humanity on these apps, and there's literally barely anything anywhere. And it would be bearable, and I did bear it for a long time, if it wasn't for the fact that I feel this crushing, dead weight feeling every day that makes it so hard just to even move, or to walk, or to think, because of how loveless and inhuman everything is. Everything's just so fake, and if anyone opens up, either nobody cares, or people invalidate or abuse them or make fun of them, and that just blows my mind. Because it's like, I know that you guys suffer too, and you guys struggle too. Although sometimes I feel like I'm crazy, like genuinely crazy. And I've been feeling crazy every day for years now, because it truly feels like, genuinely, instead of people being open about their struggles, or they just invalidate and abuse other people all day long. And these people are just regular people too, so they're living in the same economy that I am. But I feel like I'm the only person, literally, that's actually genuinely human, like in terms of struggles, depression, trauma, job struggles, slavery, extremes, excessive mundanity to the point of excessive depression. And on top of that, personal trauma towards the fact that I will never be able to afford kids, I can't have a family, and I'll end up completely alone at best, and I'm constantly having to deal with what that's going to be like for the rest of my life. I see people who have uploaded on YouTube and social media in the past, and I've seen, girls that are literally pretty much my exact age, these women, and they have the it factor that makes people pay attention to them, and that, unfortunately, for me anyway, gives them money even, which means that they can have this incredible life. There's some YouTubers that I'm emotionally attached to that do not care about me at all, understandably, that have like these beautiful mansions in California, and a couple of years ago they were like me. They were acquiring low quality content, they were just a complete mess, and everything just worked out for them, but really only because the fact that they had that it quality that made people not necessarily be nice to them, but certainly care about them, which then gave them the money. And now, I did the math a couple of a day ago at my shift, and apparently they get like literally 111K just for a couple of videos, and I have to work a 7-hour shift to just She would make 101K just from doing a couple of videos for fans, um, and each one was around $500, and I work 7 hours just to make $105. And that's the difference between being someone in society that people care about for whatever reason, for, having a certain kind of personality, a certain presentation, a certain lifestyle, and being someone like me, who is boring and empty, and the personality traits that they do have, like maladaptive daydreaming, things like that, it's like, just nobody cares. And it's hard to relate to people. And it's just the whole point of society, how to survive in society, is to get people to care about you. It's to get people to want to make you survive, to want to listen to you. And the only way you can do that is by being entertaining or having a certain kind of relatable personality or something that people can get out of you in some way, because people don't care about people unless they can get something out of you. And that revelation has just made me loathe everybody so, so deeply. And most people truly do have terrible personalities anyway. Like, I go on the internet, like any app in general, and people are just, they talk like 13-year-olds, first of all, and then they're also like trashy, and like they talk like these weird, awkwardly, like weird English, awkward English, like I don't know, when they talk, they're just like, they talk in all capital letters, like, what kind of interaction was that? I shook his hand, and he said that was such a warm handshake, and what the fuck kind of interaction was that? And then the comments are like, bro, go outside and, do the nobody cares, go touch grass, and everybody just talks. As bro is this huge term that people are throwing around right now, and everybody just talks in like these really like cattle, sheep, like everyone talks the same. And unfortunately, it's this extremely broken English and this extremely broken language, and it's all just so trashy and so superficial, the way that people talk. And it wouldn't be so bad, it wouldn't bother me if it wasn't for the fact that I know people well enough at this point to know that underneath that personality, everyone is just this, like, just as equally trashy person in terms of character. Everyone is just selfish. Nobody cares about anyone but themselves. Nobody cares about anyone's emotions. And nobody cares about anything that's genuinely real or humane. People only care about their consumption, or about their politics, or about their stupid trash meme jokes, which aren't even funny, and repeating the same jokes from 10 years ago. I'm a part of this television community on the internet, and people try so hard to be abrasive on there by telling them, nobody cares what you do, go do this, nobody cares. And it's literally just been the same insult every day for the past 2 months, because people are incapable of original thought. And it's kind of funny that people want to be so abrasive and so mean and so terrible, and they can't necessarily be, because they're so incapable of original thought. So at least it just goes to show that, even if people want to be abrasive and want to be mean, most people are too stupid or are too unoriginal to be able to be mean in any way that's genuinely compelling anyway. So that's definitely something that makes it a little bit bearable, but the sentiment is still there. And I just think it's crazy that my life became over 5 years ago. I never talk to anyone, I never see anyone, there's no way for me to meet anyone, and I'm completely alone. And every day of my life, it's panic attacks and severe depression, or people patronizing me online for feeling stuck in life and feeling like I can't change or do anything with my situation. I wanted to be a mother. There's no chance of that ever happening at this point. I wanted to, at the very least, have a decent amount of friends or community, and I haven't been able to ever work that out. I can't have a partner because I'm too miserable to be with someone knowing that I will never be able to have kids with them. And that leaves me with nothing but a crushing job and posting on platforms to places like this where people don't care, and everything's mostly just superficial garbage, plastic trash, or strangers who are just as miserable as much as I am. And I feel like complete shit all the time, and I don't really care about anything anymore, because nothing matters when you're as low as I am. I want to try to get into more creative, interesting content, but it's just not me. I don't know, it just doesn't feel like the truth to me to come online and to make some jokey meme, a video joke, like when every day in real life I feel like such complete absolute bottom barrel trash, and I know that a lot of other people do, but for some reason we've taken that away from being able for people to be able to talk about that. And I don't care if I'm a nobody, or if I get no views, or if I have no subscribers, or if nobody cares about me, or if my content is trash, because at this point in my life I kind of just am who I am. And you know, it is what it is. I mean, my life is what it is. I am who I am, etc. And there's a little bit of peace in having a certain kind of acceptance with the fact that I hate everyone and that nobody cares about me, and that every day is literally a struggle for survival. There's kind of a peace in just like accepting it, and I have to keep finding it, I guess. God knows that nobody on any of these platforms are ever going to do anything revolutionary, neither character-wise nor otherwise, to be able to make anything better or easier, so it is what it is. I feel like my brain's going to explode a lot of the time. But I'm going to upload to my free will, because that's, you know, one of the very few things that America has going for it is free speech. And it is what it is, so. If nothing else, I make content for myself. And no matter how much my soul gets crushed every day, knowing that I truly, truly will never have a human life, I'll never have a family, I'll never have friends again, probably. I'll never be able to even have the most superficial sense of community, because I truly loathe most people, because most people truly are very superficial and compassionless and judgmental. I'm just going to do it for myself, which is good, because it means I have nothing to lose. And honestly, it's not a cliche saying when people say that having nothing to lose is a certain kind of peace. So that's that. I'll probably come on here and complain about trauma of no babies, no life, and it's truly not my fault, no matter what any complete strangers on the internet tell me. So, that's it. Bye. I need to get better at being charming and outros and intros and things like that, but honestly, the whole point of me posting is that I just want to be raw for myself, because I want to help myself since I can't help anyone else. So, that's it.